So this is super interesting to me because I don't mind that Nesta and Cassian are mates. I actually think that it is good for them in the sense that I feel like Nesta has always had like crappy, shitty self-worth. And for her to have a mate like Feyre does, it shows that like it's the cauldron in the world showing her that she is just as deserving of happiness as Feyre is. That being said, we have enough discourse in the ACOTAR books of mated couples having problems and mated couples separating, mated couples being awful for each other, that I can't see how this wouldn't be explored in the present day. Because let's say we don't actually get the mating bond discourse and the pros and cons of that in Elaine's book. Let's say we get a straight up Elaine and Lucian get together. It is nice and neat and clean. Let's say we get that. We still have to deal with all the groundwork that has been laid when it comes to what if the cauldron was wrong? What happens when a mated couple isn't well matched? And given the events of House of Flame and Shadow, Nesta and Cassian would, in the event that we don't get that discourse with Elaine, Nesta and Cassian would be a good place to put it. Because there's so much about Ember's bonus chapter that just rings all sorts of wrong to me when it comes to Nesta's treatment by basically everybody except for maybe Az in the Ember bonus chapter. I don't remember the exact quote, but she says something like, "Oh, they won't kill me, I think." You think? We also had the stuff that was hanging in the air when Nesta found out that they were mates, when Cassian said something like, it's not my fault that I'm shackled to you. And while I think that that's water under the bridge now, we don't see them discuss that in the book. Like, he still said that. That's still in the air. Also, this might not hit for everybody, because I know, like, my book club isn't that mad at this, but he never says I love you in A Court of Silver Flames, and I always thought that was kind of odd, but I might just be a real words of affirmation girly. Maybe it's not a big deal, but for now, I'm going to count it as a ding against Cassian. So because of all that, I actually do think that we have some space for a mating bond marriage counseling moment where Nesta takes the trove and the dogs and leaves the House of Wind and goes traipsing about Prithian with Elaine, who's more than likely the main character of the next book. She has a whole bunch of stuff to do when it comes to being starboard of the sword anyway, so it would make sense that Elaine would be the main character following Nesta in this journey, and she leaves Cassian behind. And whether Lucian or Az goes with her, that shakes out everything for Elaine. But while I do think Elaine's book is next, we have more than enough space for marriage counseling, and I, for one, am really looking forward to it.